Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches, which are happening on Sunday, July 17, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 360 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting picks that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Chicago Cubs vs New York Mets. Our team pick is Mets for the win. And here is why. The Mets have had an outstanding first half and find themselves over 20 games over .500 as the first half comes to a close. For a portion of the first half, the Mets were arguably the best team in baseball until injuries beset their pitching staff and they fell back to the pack to some degree. Still, as the first half comes to a close, the Mets are ahead of a familiar rival, the Atlanta Braves, in the NL East. On Saturday, the Mets played a day-night doubleheader following Friday night's rainout. In Game 1, the Mets struck out 16 times but won the game 2-1. The NL RBI leader, Pete Alonso, knocked in both Mets runs with a double and a sacrifice fly in the 11th inning for the win. In the second game, the Mets scored 2 runs in the top of the 10th and then hung on by turning a double play, with the bases loaded for a 4-3 win in 10 innings for a sweep of the doubleheader. The Chicago Cubs are whimpering into the second half, losers of 7 straight heading into Saturday's doubleheader. The rainout might have been a blessing in disguise for a Cubs team that had been outscored 43-20 in the 7-game losing streak. In the first game, despite striking out 16 Mets batters in the game, the Cubs lost 2-1 in 11 innings. The Cubs had just 5 hits and struck out 11 times themselves in their 8th loss in a row. In Game 2, the Cubs left the bases loaded, grounding into a double play, trailing 4-3 in the 10th inning to close out another disappointing loss, their 9th in a row. The Mets will close the first half on a high note as they send Peterson to the hill against a hapless Cubs lineup. Chicago is just 9-16 against left-handed pitching this season and is hitting .240 against southpaws. The Mets are 37-20 against right-handed pitching and will exploit the journeyman right-hander Sampson. The Mets are 6th in average and 4th in runs per game and will close out the first half with a 5+ run scoring affair. The Cubs are sinking and sinking fast, and the Mets want to close out the first half just like they started it, with a win. And our total pick is over the total, and here is why. The Mets are averaging 4.77 runs per game and 4.74 runs per game on the road. They averaged 4.67 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Cubs. With Chicago giving up 5.04 runs per game at home, the Mets will go over their average in this game. The Cubs are averaging 4.26 runs per game and 4.40 runs per game at home. They averaged 1.67 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Mets. With New York giving up 4.17 runs per game on the road, the Cubs will score enough runs to push the score over the total. The Cubs and Mets played over the total in 2 of their last 3 meetings. Texas Rangers vs Seattle Mariners. Our team pick is Seattle Mariners for the win. And here is why. The Mariners are on the verge of going into the All-Star break on a 14-game winning streak, assuming they take care of business in Sunday's finale with the Rangers. Nothing is ever guaranteed in this league, even against a team the Mariners have dominated throughout the season in the head-to-head meetings. But they'll clearly need every win they can get if they have any hope of catching the Houston Astros in the AL West standings. The good news for the Mariners is the fact that Chris Flexen has been red hot on the mound. He has won his last 4 straight games as a starter, and he hasn't yielded more than 1 run in his last 2 outings against the Washington Nationals and San Diego Padres. The Mariners are hopeful he finds the same success on Sunday against a Rangers team that does have some power at the plate. Close out the first half of the season against on a 14-game winning streak. They'd love to spoil things in Sunday's finale and send their AL West rivals packing with a loss. The opportunity was there for them to do it on Saturday, and then J.P. Crawford delivered a run-scoring single right into the hearts of Rangers fans. It's all about finishing games, and the Rangers are failing to do it at every turn in this series. They lost 2 of their last 3 games by only 1 run to the hottest team in baseball right now. The Rangers are still a top 10 run scoring team and they're averaging 1.32 home runs per game, which is the 5th best of any team this season. They have enough power to do damage at the plate, even against a Mariners team soaring defensively. Glenn Otto's last victory on the mound came against the Mariners back in early June, and then he fell off a cliff. He's only started 4 more times since that win, and he's already dropped 3 losses. Now, he'll be tasked with starting against a Mariners team on a 13-game winning streak. It's also a team that has beaten the Rangers in the last 4 head-to-head meetings. I'm not going to hang anything more on Otto's previous win, other than the fact that he just had a good outing. The Mariners are rolling right now with their offense starting to find more success at the plate. Combine that with their dominant defense, and it's a tough combination to overcome for a Rangers team with a losing record at home. Chris Flexen will be doing all sorts of flexing as the starting pitcher for a Mariners defense, yielding only an average of 3.79 runs per game this season. They are shutting things down at the plate and leaving themselves room to breathe when it's their turn to bat. I'm taking the Mariners in the finale. Our total pick is over 9 runs. Colorado Rockies vs Pittsburgh Pirates. Our team pick is Rockies for the win. And here is why. The Pittsburgh Pirates will finally wrap up their 12-game road trip on Sunday and head home for a few days off before starting a homestand to begin the second half. Pittsburgh is currently 5-6 on the road trip, including losses in 2 straight games against the Rockies. On Saturday, in a rare Coors Field pitchers duel, the Pirates fell 2-0 to the Rockies. Starter Mitch Keller pitched 6 innings and allowed just 5 hits and 1 unearned run to pick up the loss. The Pittsburgh Pirates and Colorado Rockies meet Sunday in MLB action at Coors Field. The Pittsburgh Pirates look to snap a 4-game losing streak. The Colorado Rockies look to build on their 5-game winning streak. The Pittsburgh Pirates have scored 4 runs in their last 3 games and 3 or fewer runs in 4 of their last 5 games. The Pirates have lost 10 of their last 11 games when scoring 3 or fewer runs. Ke'Bryan Hayes leads the Pirates with 80 hits and 27 RBI, while Brian Reynolds and Michael Chavis have combined for 135 hits and 63 RBI. The Pittsburgh Pirates didn't announce a starting pitcher at the time this article was published. The Colorado Rockies have scored 23 runs in their last 3 games and 4 or more runs in 5 of their last 6 games. The Rockies have won 10 of their last 12 games when scoring 4 or more runs. C.J. Cron leads the Rockies with 101 hits and 69 RBI, while Charlie Blackmon and Connor Joe have combined for 176 hits and 76 RBI. Austin Gomber gets the ball, and he is 5-7 with a 6.11 ERA and 62 strikeouts this season. Gomber is 0-2 with a 5.51 ERA and 16 strikeouts in his career against the Pirates. Austin Gomber hasn't been good this season, and I'm not running to the window to back him. However, the Pittsburgh Pirates offense has been ice cold this series, and that's an issue that goes beyond the pitching matchup. If you can't score runs in Coors, you have problems. Even with a subpar pitcher on the mound, I have to side with the Colorado Rockies to get the job done given what we've seen in this series. The Pirates' bats were held to just 6 hits by 4 different Rockies pitchers and left 9 runners on base. The Colorado Rockies are closing out the first half on a high note as they've sailed out of last place in the NL West and have reeled off 5 straight wins heading into Sunday's first half finale. The Rockies are also now just 6 games under .500 and within striking distance of third place San Francisco in the division. On Saturday, starter Jose Urena gave the Rockies 6 scoreless innings, and Chris Bryant had 3 hits and an RBI to propel the Rockies to a 2-0 win. The Rockies are 28-22 at home this season and have a 7-4 record this season against the NL Central Division. The Rockies are also hitting .287 at home this season compared with just .233 on the road. They are hitting over .330 during this homestand and will benefit from a Pirates team that will likely need to play a bullpen game. The weary Pirates have their bags packed and ready to head to their post-first half destinations and will likely be looking to get this one over with. The Rockies are home, hot, and have won each of the last 3 games that Gomber has started. Our total pick is over the total, and here is why. The total has finished over in 24 of the last 36 games that Colorado has played against a team with a losing record, and in 9 of the last 13 games that Colorado has played at home against a team with a losing record. Colorado is scoring an average of 4.64 runs per game, and in the first meeting between these two on Friday scored 13 runs.